These are the top 5 guitar pedals I cannot live without and exactly how I use them, starting with the Vapor Trail Delay by Seymour Duncan. I love this pedal so much, I actually have 2 of them. I own a few different delay pedals, but I really love the Vapor Trail for its simplicity. It only has a few knobs on it, which makes dialing in my effect super simple. Now, I mainly use this effect for guitar solos, obviously, but one thing I've been trying to do recently is create soundscapes that are melodic or rhythmic, where I just hit one note on a guitar and start playing with the knobs. This is an example of what I'm talking about. Now, one thing most people probably wouldn't guess about me, but Tom Morello is probably my favorite guitarist of all time. So number 2 is the Digitech Whammy. This pedal really changed my perception on what you could do with a guitar. Even when I'm not using this pedal, I'm constantly analyzing my songs to see what the track needs. Sometimes it's just a weird noise, and there's so much you can accomplish with this pedal. Here are just some examples of what the Digitech Whammy can do. Number 3 is my EVH Phase 90. This is actually the first effect pedal I ever owned, and I truly cannot imagine my life without it. First off, if it was good enough for Eddie Van Halen to put his stamp of approval on it, it's good enough for me. But what I really love about this pedal is you do have the script mode, but its simplicity. It's just one knob. And again, I like pedals to be super simple. This really couldn't be any easier. How I like to use this though stays with that simplicity theme. When there is a simple guitar line that just needs a little bit more movement, my go-to is a phaser. I truly believe this effect and this pedal is exactly what some of those simple guitar lines need in my songwriting. For an example, I released a song called Mindlessness, where in the verses, it's really just a bass and drum groove, but the guitars are just kind of holding out octave chords. I felt like this part needed a little bit more movement though, so I added a phaser. This is what it sounds like.
As I drift out across the slowless sea, my head's underwater now, forgetting to come up and breathe.
At number 4, we have a wah pedal, specifically the Crybaby by Dunlop. Now, there are so many wah options, but personally, I like the just basic Crybaby. I know that might be controversial. A lot of people think this pedal sounds a little nasally, but to me, there's no better wah on the market. One thing I love about this pedal is that you actually have to engage it on, instead of it being a sensor that detects your foot. I always feel like those lag and it trips me up a lot. A wah pedal is a diverse pedal that will give you an array of sounds. Here are just some of the ways I like to use it. Last but not least, coming in at number 5 is the Rat Distortion. I am typically a believer of getting your distortion from the amp. I like to use Mesas and Marshalls, so usually I don't need distortion pedals. But sometimes you just need that crazy guitar tone. And when I need that, I go for the Rat. Here's one example of how I use this pedal and combined it with amp distortion. Let me know in the comments below what 5 pedals you can't live without. See you next time.